Module 5, Servers, Hosting, and Deployment. Lesson 5.2, What is hosting?
Software runs on a server, but how do other people access it? A server runs your software. Hosting makes it reachable.
Core definition.
Hosting means running your software on an internet-connected server and giving it a public address so users can access it. When you build your application, it's just software sitting on your machine. To host it, you place that software on a server. Now the application is running on a machine designed to stay online. But running on a server is not enough. That server must be connected to the internet so other computers can reach it. Once connected, the server is assigned a public address, usually an IP address. To make it easier for humans, we use a domain name, like example.com, which points to that server. Now, when someone types your domain into a browser, their request travels across the internet and reaches your server. That's hosting.
Local versus hosted.
If your website runs on your laptop, it might be available at something like http://localhost:3000. But localhost only works on your own machine. When hosted, your software is reachable through an IP address and usually a domain name. Your domain name is translated into an IP address using DNS, so your browser knows which server to contact.
What happens when someone visits?
When someone types your website into a browser, a sequence of events begins. First, the browser needs to know where that website lives, so it asks a DNS resolver to translate the domain name into an IP address. Once it receives the IP address, the browser knows which server to contact. It then establishes a connection, usually over HTTPS. The server processes the request and sends back the data needed to display the page. This entire interaction depends on hosting. Without hosting, there is nothing to connect to.
Hosting is not just for websites.
Hosting applies to far more than websites. Even a mobile app depends on hosted backend services.
Public versus private hosting.
Not all hosting is public. Access is controlled using authentication, firewalls, and network rules.
Shared versus dedicated.
When you host software, you're also choosing how much of the server you control. Different models change cost, performance, and control.
Security layer.
Most hosted applications today use HTTPS, which encrypts communication between the user and the server. HTTPS encrypts data in transit, not the data stored on the server. Hosting means running your software on infrastructure that is already connected to a network. It requires a server, an internet connection, a public address, and proper configuration. Without hosting, software is private. With hosting, software becomes accessible. If hosting makes software reachable, what are the different ways you can host it?